Texas and parts of Oklahoma, ICE agents just wrapped up a 4-day operation that landed 75 people in jail. Our Ariel Placencia sat down with the agency's field director.
So pretty successful 4-day operation.
75 arrests in 4 days across 128 counties in North Texas and Oklahoma.
49 of the 75 had criminal conviction or pending criminal charges. 26 were either reentries or there were final orders that had failed to report.
ICE Field Office Director Mark Moore wouldn't say exactly where in North Texas the arrests were made.
We had arrests in, I believe, 7 different locales. So sometimes that may be at residences, sometimes that may be at their place of business.
49 of the 75 arrested have criminal histories. ICE reports convictions include assault, larceny, illegal entry.
Illegal entry. Illegal entry is, not a very serious thing.
Renee Martinez with LULAC read the results of the 4-day ICE operation for the first time this afternoon.
A marijuana possession. I mean, what was it? The DA now has lowered the charges on marijuana possessions. They're not even going to be arrested. If there are people that have felonies, we need to get them off the street. The question is how many had felonies, and then how many did not? How many have been deported or arrested for very minor incidents?
As for those who are arrested for re-entering the country, Martinez says this happens all the time. But you have to look at the intent, he says. He argues they're looking for jobs to reunite with family.
Everyone is needing workers. And here we are harassing folks because a vast majority of these folks that are undocumented are working.
If an individual is issued a final order and we do nothing, then the integrity of the system begins to erode.
They're here to work, and they're here to contribute to our economy.
In Dallas, I'm Ariel Placencia.
Well, for years,